One of the true beauties of having a Geo Numerology rock art or sculpture art stone is that each word is truly unique in terms of geometric shape. But what's really fascinating about this magnificent and dynamic science is this. If you take a word, say if we take the word believe, that word believe minimally has 3 different variations, at least 3. Now, what I've noticed in creating different words and turning them into a 3-dimensional sculpture, I noticed that there are 3, the most I've seen thus far is 6 different for specific words. But definitely you can create 3 different frequencies of sculpture. And this is important because if you want to embellish a specific frequency, and the way geonumerology works, I had to simplify what this science is so I can explain it to people by breaking them down into chakras where people can basically understand the science much more easily in terms of how this energy resonates in the terms of chakras. So breaking them down into chakras allows people to understand that, hey, this stone may be more resonating in the frequency, energetically speaking, with, say, the heart chakra, or the throat chakra, or the sacral chakra. When you take a word, any word, in this case we can take the word believe, and it resonates in the frequencies in terms of chakra, the heart, throat, and the sacral. If I was creating a sculpture for that word, each one of those frequencies would probably change when you create different types of sculptures. So if you wanted a little bit more throat, or you wanted a little bit more sacral, then the actual stone will perform that duty, depending on what you want. And the only thing is, in geonumerology, I never really know ahead of time what it's going to be when you're transforming from a 2-dimensional into a 3-dimensional until I do the first stone. You know what I mean? So it is a different kind of unknowing. It's really truly like a mystical science, because I don't know what's going to happen. People have asked me to create specific words, and they say, well, I want it to resonate in this area, I want it to resonate in this area. So I tell them that I don't know what areas is going to resonate in until I do it. So I would have to create it and see what it resonates, the areas in which it resonates in a 2-dimensional state. And then once I see that in a 2-dimensional state, I can transform it into a 3-dimensional state. And one of the interesting things about transforming from a 2-dimension into a 3-dimension, what happens sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, say for instance, you might have 2 to 3 frequencies that the word resonates with in 2-dimensional form. When you transform this particular word into a 3-dimensional sculpture art, it may pick up a new frequency. You know what I mean? So sometimes that happens with specific words. So if you want to resonate with that particular word, it's important to understand that that word may pick up a new frequency in another area, but this would all be explained in the form of a description report with each purchase of a Geo Numerology rock art sculpture. So I just wanted to briefly explain a little bit more about these stones, these sculpture, unique sculpture art stones, just to help people get a better understanding of what geonumerology, rock art, sculpture art is. This is a universal, lawful, playful, dynamic science. And as I tell people many times, I am not familiar with anything quite like it. It's very unique. It's a very thoughtful, but also very playful, at least to myself. This is why I think I was able and afforded the opportunity to actually bring forth the science of geonumerology.